Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I think this is my second video on YouTube in about a month, which is probably more consistent than I have been in many years. And unfortunately, I'm not here to say that I'm going to be more consistent necessarily with putting videos here on YouTube, specifically just me talking in front of a webcam. But what I am here to talk about is how I've decided to expand my network of content creation, if you will. If you clicked on the video, you saw the name, you saw the thumbnail. I decided to make the switch to streaming on Twitch. It was something that I've been wanting to do for a number of years, as long as I can remember. Although admittedly, 10 years ago or whenever it was, when people were streaming on Justin TV, which eventually became Twitch, it was such a weird concept to me that people were watching other people play a video game when they themselves could be playing that exact same video game. It was just a strange concept, but over the years I've grown to really understand what streaming games means and how unique it is, especially for someone like myself that was so fortunate to have been a part of the YouTube gaming community that once was back in the 2008 to 2012 or 13 timeframe, as I was talking about in my last video, where it just felt like a community of people that shared their passion for something that we all have a common and mutual interest in, and that's video games. And I felt like once I went to college, that kind of started to go away, especially the 2015, 16, you name it, years. It didn't seem like the community it once was. And then after I got married, I'd always followed Pete Dorr. If you're not familiar with him, you absolutely should be subscribed to his YouTube channel. I'm over here giving shout outs in the year 2020. But he was streaming on Twitch for as long as I can remember. And once I had gotten married, I started following him. And I just started seeing all of these names of people that were a part of the YouTube gaming community, like Nostalgic Dan and Happy Console Gamer and Jason Heine, in his chat, kind of just conversing with Pete as he was playing a game. And it was just this very relaxed, chill environment where you could talk with people in real time, as opposed to taking 3 hours out of your day and going through each of your YouTube comments and responding and replying to people, or going into your YouTube inbox. Anyone remember those? And responding to people for questions about game recommendations or sub for sub or whatever people were sending messages to each other back then. And I just really appreciated that real-time interaction with people. And so ever since 2.5 years ago, when I subscribed to Pete's Twitch channel, I wanted to do something very similar because I love podcasting with my brother-in-law. If you're not aware, I record a podcast called Otaku Brothers. You can find it on all your favorite podcasting platforms. But even still, I didn't have that real-time interaction with other people outside of my brother-in-law, my co-host. And so at the time, I still didn't have the means from a technology perspective, I guess. I didn't have a computer or a webcam, or I guess I had a microphone, but I also didn't have a capture card to actually record the footage or have that middle piece of technology so that you could stream. And so over the past 1.5 years, I got a computer or a PC that's capable of doing that. And just recently I got a capture card. And so what I'm here today is just to share that I have started my journey on Twitch, and you can find me at twitch.tv/RALewis2011, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's just such a unique thing to be able to play a game and interact with people in real time, as I was just talking about when I visited Pete's stream. And it's definitely a challenge. It's something that I'm still getting used to. I only streamed for the 3rd time yesterday. But I just want to continue to get better, from a technology standpoint, an audio, video output, everything. I want to just continue to get better. But I'm just excited to kind of embark on this new endeavor. I think it's going to be super fun. To this point, it's been really great just having people stop by and just chat with them while I'm playing games. And so if you would like to, this is just me requesting, to pop over to Twitch, pop into one of my streams, say hello. It'd be really great to just see some of the names that have been following me on YouTube for a number of years. Whenever I see those comments come through, even on my last video, it was just so humbling to see people send me comments, and even people reaching out to me on other social media like Twitter and Instagram saying, you know, like, Rusty, I've been following your YouTube channel for years. Like, I never in my wildest dreams would have anticipated someone sending me messages like that, right? Like, you expect it for people like Happy Console Gamer and Pete Dorr, but like someone like myself that was just a kid, you know, when I started my YouTube channel 10 years ago, I never in my wildest dreams could have anticipated that. But it was definitely something that reminded me how special YouTube is and how YouTube certainly was for me, really in very formative years for myself, you know, going through college and going through high school and now being married. But it's just so neat to have seen people come back and leave comments and just to share their thoughts about how much they appreciated my content. And so I hope that people will follow me over to the Twitch space. But what I do want to also say is that something that I will be doing, if you cannot catch my streams live, if this is something of interest to people, I actually, after I upload this video, I will be uploading my recent 3 Twitch streams to YouTube. So I've created a playlist for all of my Twitch streams that will go as soon as I finish and wrap up live on Twitch. I will upload those onto YouTube and be categorizing them for each of the different games that I'm playing. So if someone misses my stream and it doesn't get archived or whatever, it goes away, it will be here on YouTube for people to watch. And the reason why I'm doing that, not to hopefully get more followers on Twitch because of people that have knowledge of my YouTube channel, it's almost selfishly for me, just because what I love about my YouTube channel is that I can go back over 10 years ago to see a 17-year-old kid get in front of a webcam to talk about a game called Dragon Ball Origins 2. As he doesn't unbox it, he unpackages it, according to him. And then now, 10 years later, to even see the videos that I recorded a couple years ago with my wife when we were talking about some of our favorite movies. I think it's just so special to see that history and that progression of not only video quality, but just in maturity. You know, it's just something that's really, to me personally, I think it's something that's really cool. And everyone has their reasons for taking down older videos, and I absolutely respect that decision. But I think for me, I love being able to go back and see that progression. And I do the same with my podcast. So all my podcast episodes are out there for the podcast that I record. If you're not familiar, this is like the 12th take of this video. So if I haven't mentioned already in this take of the video, Otaku Brothers, I record it. You can find it on all your favorite podcasting platforms. I record it with my brother-in-law. But over 2 years ago now, we started that podcast. And just to see the progression from episode 1 to episode 86 that we recently recorded, and we'll be recording episode 100 here soon. But to see that progression over the course of 100 episodes of a podcast, All Gen Gamers being a perfect example, or going back and listening to or watching old Steph's Too Deaf or TV and Lust videos, it's just so cool for me, and maybe for them, maybe it's cringy for them, it's cringy for me too, but I think there's something special about seeing that history progression. And so that's what I hope to do with my Twitch videos, is upload them onto YouTube, so I have them archived. I have that history to go back to. And then also for people on the other end of things, if you do miss it, or you want to see Rusty play through all of a game like God of War, you can do that. Which leads me into the things I'm streaming now. What does my schedule look like? What am I doing moving forward with Twitch? What I would really like to do before I get into my schedule is just talk about the games that I feel like either were overlooked or no one cared about to end up playing. Licensed platformers on PS1. I have dozens of Disney platformers on the PS1 I'd love to share with people. The James Bond games on PS2, Indiana Jones on the PS2, and The Emperor's Tomb. Has anyone even heard of that? The Harry Potter games. I'm a huge, tremendous fan of the Harry Potter games on the PlayStation 1 and 2. I would love to stream those games in hopes of inspiring other people to, if you've played those games or you played them growing up, remind you of your youth, right? And just playing some of those really fun games that remind you of simpler times, because that's why we have those games of our youth in our collection, to kind of remind ourselves of simpler times, but also to play some of the more recent games like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, whatever it might be, I'm a variety streamer, I think is the word that people typically use on Twitch nowadays. But that's going to be my primary focus, is just the games of my youth, the games that no one else really played or gave a lick of attention to, in hopes of inspiring people to say, hey, some of those licensed jank games are actually kind of decent. Or some of them are just terrible, but are still good for a fun laugh, you know? And I hope people will tune in for all of that fun stuff. But what does my schedule look like? What I'm hoping to commit to, understanding that inevitably life's going to get in the way and I can't always meet my Twitch schedule. I'm not an affiliate or partner. This isn't my full-time gig. This is just a hobby that's an extension of my already pursued hobby of podcasting. So I can't always commit to this schedule, but I'm hoping to stream every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then on Sundays from 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All of that information will be in the Twitch playlist of videos that you'll eventually see uploaded here onto YouTube, and it's also on my Twitch channel as well. Right now, I'm currently playing God of War 4 on the PS4. I'm kind of doing a blind playthrough because, surprisingly, 2 years ago when that came out, I never played it. And then on Tuesdays, to kind of mix things up a bit, because I know there's either some people like myself that haven't played it and don't want it spoiled themselves, or people that already played it and just don't care to watch more God of War. On Tuesdays, I'll be doing a different stream to kind of break out that monotony. And this Tuesday, tomorrow, if you're watching this video today, I'll be playing Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. I'll be playing it through my Switch because it was recently added to the Switch online service. I'm really excited because I've never really gotten far or played much of Donkey Kong Country. I know, a gaming sin, but I haven't, so I think it'd be really fun to kind of go through that game with an audience of people in my Twitch chat. That's where I'm at. That's the tentative plan. Beyond that, I don't know what I'm going to be playing, but I have a whole host of games from the N64 to the PS2 to the PS3 and Xbox 360. There's a whole bunch of games that I have in my collection that I either haven't played or would love to revisit with all of you. So if I haven't sold you yet, maybe go on and check twitch.tv/AriLewis2011. I'm not changing the naming convention. However horrible that name is, it's just kind of stuck with me after this many years. Like, how could I possibly rebrand myself? I am Ari Lewis 2011. That's just who I am, right? So I didn't want to separate the two. You know, it's just consistent naming conventions. So I want to thank everyone for watching this video. Again, everything that I've talked about today from my Twitch channel will be in the link in the descriptions below. I would seriously really appreciate, even if you don't follow me or eventually potentially subscribe if I'm ever an affiliate or partner, that really is of no importance to me. I would just love to see people pop in and say hello, so I could talk with you, we could talk about games, and it should be really, really great times. With that, I think I will go ahead and wrap this up. Again, just as a reminder, I will be streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays, and if you miss those days, you could always check it out here. I'll have all of those videos uploaded to the YouTubes. But I want to thank everyone for watching this video, and I don't know if I'll ever be in front of a webcam here, just me, but if I am, I guess I'll see you then. Thanks for watching, everyone.